So for the last few years, I've been pretty active in hacking safes. My first video, which you're about to see, was the first safe I hacked with nothing more than my bare hands.
So as you can see, this safe is completely locked. All you do is just come to the safe, just one shot here, straight in.
When I put that video out to my peers in the hacking community, the general consensus was, that's great, Mike, but why don't you hack a proper safe? So, without a budget and in search of the best safe I could find, which I also had easy access to, I went and hacked Costco's Sentry display safe with nothing more than a magnet and a sock.
Basically, rare earth magnet and a sock so you can take it off. Just put it in a minute. All you do, find the right place.
To those of you who are super observant, then yes, that was a Costco sock. I told Sentry about this vulnerability and they said, that's great, but we fixed it in our next model. Sure enough, it was marginally harder in the next model, so I bought it. This is what happened.
We've got the same neodymium magnet. What they've done is made it that when you place the magnet onto the safe, it won't actually unlock it. So you can see the safe is still completely locked. But all you actually need to do is tip the safe forward, tip it back.
So now, in 2021, Sentry set me a new challenge. After a few tweets from people from my Twitter timeline who atted them, Sentry quickly replied with,
Sentry Safe has resolved the magnet issue and our safes are no longer affected. Thank you.
So I went back to Sentry and confirmed that the safe you're going to see in this video is their latest model. I also asked whether, if I hacked this safe in less than 10 minutes, they'd refund the money I paid for it. Needless to say, they didn't reply. The safe you're about to see is a £500 safe which is marketed as a
safe which offers security in the form of maximum protection, which, with 4 live locking bolts, solid steel construction and pry-resistant hinge bars, provides our best protection from forced entry and tool attacks.
So if you haven't worked it out yet, today's challenge is, you guessed it, hack this safe in less than 10 minutes. In the interest of total disclosure, sure enough, the magnet attack doesn't work anymore, but within 10 minutes of looking at this safe, I found at least 6 ways to hack it, 2 of which would be fully undetectable. Because we're on a mission to get this cracked in less than 10 minutes, we're going to be slightly more forceful than we need to be, but rest assured, with a slight bit more accuracy and finesse, we could open this safe and get away with its contents fully undetected. I'd estimate that an undetected attack would take around 15 minutes, well out of the 10-minute limit for this video. You'll also see that throughout this video we use no specialist tools. We purposely use some of the cheapest tools we can get, all of which are available from Amazon or your local hardware store for less than £100. It's worth watching till the end if you want to see how we hack this safe in less than 1 minute, but for now, without further ado, let's roll that intro and get safe hacking.
My name is Mike Godfrey. I work in tech for a living.
Mike Godfrey, Cyber Security Specialist.
I build cars, fly planes and travel the world for fun. Join me on my channel as I go on a journey through life. Okay, so here we've got the safe. It's actually broken at this point because I fried the board. So once it's locked, it's locked. There's no way of us opening it. So it's upright at the moment. Obviously not fixed down. And here I lock it. So now it's locked. Break the handle because they're not very well made safes. So that is now completely locked. Even if we put the pin code in, it won't unlock it. So here I've tipped it over purely so it's not moving around everywhere. But like I say, it would work in the exact same way if it was fixed in. So here I've just sprayed some cutting oil on it. And now we're starting to drill a hole on the front. Obviously this was the first time that I've done this. We weren't going to have multiple takes on this. We only had 1 attempt. So yeah, this was literally the first crack. I did look at it beforehand. But yeah, we'd never tried breaking into it in this way. I've sped this video up slightly because in real time it was a bit boring. So yeah, I thought I'd speed up a bit. But I will put the full length video in the description, so you'll be able to watch it in full. So yeah, again, first time using these tools. They are not very good tools. They are really, really cheap. So you can see that this whole sort of slip in. But I've now cut through the metal on the front, and now I'm trying to dig out the fire retardant material. So it only took that long, literally less than 20 seconds. You'd get through that, no problem at all. So here I am, just still digging out the fire retardant material. It's not very nice stuff. And then yeah, drilling it again to get access to the rear of the solenoid. So yeah, just drill in, remove in, get into it. Snap the file. So again, not very good tools. And here, I actually have to go off and get other tools, so it would have been done even quicker. We actually think that now that we've done it once, we'd be able to do this whole process that you're seeing now in less than 60 seconds. You can see here I'm having to do tool changes, which obviously will contribute to the time, and I'm doing it on my own. So yeah, here I drill into the back of the solenoid. I'm trying to remove the plastic that kind of surrounds the solenoid valve, because my intention initially was to connect current directly to the solenoid and just pop the safe open. So yeah, here I'm just trying to remove the plastic. So we've now got access to the rear of the solenoid. So I'm now trying to connect the bench power supply to it, which basically just emulates the current going to it, or the voltage that you put to it when you put the pin in. So when you put the pin in, it sends a current to the solenoid. That then pops it down, allows you to open the handle. That didn't work, so I tried exposing it a bit more. But again, with this being the first attempt, now I'm entirely confident that within 60 seconds I'll be able to get access to it, put that current through it, and pop it open. If I'd give it another go, so I've exposed it a bit more. So here I'll try and give it another go with the bench power supply. So still trying to connect onto it. What I now know is that I'd actually damaged it, so I drilled through it. So give that up. I'm going to drill up to it. That's in real time. So now I'm just drilling the whole solenoid out, which again I could have done initially, so I could have just carried on drilling, but I wanted to try and pop it open with the current really and intercept the circuit. But now another tool malfunction. So yeah, this definitely wasn't the most streamlined. Still well within the 10 minutes, not a problem at all, but yeah, like I say, I'm sure that I could get this down to a minute. And I will. If anyone wants to see it, yeah, I'm happy to do it. So now I'll just drill it out, pop it open, and that's it, job done. And there is the solenoid in all its glory.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you.
So despite our previous warnings and multiple times of hacking these safes, Sentry are still using an electromagnetic solenoid valve to secure their locks. Therefore, if we can get access to that solenoid, we can energize it, we can break into this safe. Simple as that, really. In this video, it turns out that I drilled into the solenoid. Like I said, this was the first attempt on the first take. We didn't have loads of these safes. So yeah, this was the first time of attempting this, which you can see. And it was still easily within the 10 minutes. No problem. You can also see that when I tried to connect the bench power supply, it didn't work. Like I said, that's because I damaged the solenoid. So yeah, you can just drill it straight out. What you could do as well, if you wanted to be slightly more stealthy, just drill 2 tiny little holes which intercept that circuit of the solenoid, energize it, and it will pop open. Simple as that. If you want to see a step-by-step guide with behind-the-scenes footage, then please like and comment. If there's enough interest, then I will go and buy another one of these safes and show you all of the different methods that I found out very quickly and how they're done, and I'll be happy to make that video. But at the beginning, I promised that I would show you how we hack this safe in less than a minute. The method that you've just seen would absolutely work if the safe was in a cupboard, under a floor, if it was anchored down, etc. And you would be able to get access to it very, very quickly. But what if you could remove the safe? What if you could get the safe out? Well, then it becomes even easier. So I'll leave you with this as our final thought. And like I say, if you enjoyed this video, please like and comment. If there's enough interest, then I'll buy another one. And yeah, always happy to hear your feedback and views. Enjoy. So here we've got the safe after we've hacked it. So you can see this is the aftermath. It's got a massive hole in it. But I said that I'd show you the other method. So here is the other method. So for example, a criminal has broken your safe out, or it wasn't bolted down, etc. And actually all you need to do is again get a cheap skill saw from Amazon. This was about £40. And all you do is just cut straight through it like a knife through butter. You can see how easily that cuts through this safe. And bear in mind, this safe is sold as a maximum security safe. So we saw earlier in the video how it's marketed. Again, I'm doing this on my own, so I'm flipping it over on my own. So if I had someone with me that was turning it, we could do this insane. Look how easy it goes through, look, literally straight through. This saw actually cuts easier than through this Sentry safe than my other saw cuts through wood. And here I kept having issues with the guard not closing. Didn't really fancy chopping my foot off. So yeah, I have to keep messing around with that before I can go through it. But like I say, with a colleague or friend spinning it around, yeah, I think you would get this down to 10, 20 seconds maybe. This is also quite easily mitigated, so I'm surprised that Sentry haven't done that. But yeah, it's very, very, very easily mitigated. So this is now the last side. Flip it over one last time. It's not a light safe. I'm not just really weak. How it looks on this video. So yeah, the last cut. Go through it. There's still a little bit of material left on there, so just cut through it again. Again, the guard didn't work, so I have to mess around with that. Then just pull it apart. So yeah, now you could remove all your cash, gold, belongings, any other valuables. And there is our loot. Little police bear. So here he is, our little bear, alive and well. But really what this represents is that if there's cash or whatever in these safes, then a criminal wouldn't rip it up by using this method. So it would definitely work. So yeah, just wanted to show you that he's okay. No bears were hurt in the making of this video. And yeah, like I say, if you want to see any more, or if you've got any comments, then I'll go and buy another one. We'll do it all again. See you next time.